What if I told you that one of Final Fantasy's most hated villains was actually one of its most tragic? When most people think about Final Fantasy X, and when they remember occasionally, or if they do at all, happen to bring up Seymour, the long blue-haired spiky man that turned crazy for whatever reason, he's often left out of all the top villain conversations. Sephiroth, X-Death, people like this are typically mentioned instead of him. But Seymour has a more fascinating backstory than any of us would even care to dive into. Well, except me. So if you're new here, subscribe to the content and let's get to talking a little bit about some Seymour. Now, Seymour, though evil in the game, and that is pretty much what we get experiencing Tidus and Tidus's vantage point, he wasn't inherently born evil. He wasn't always this way. Born as the son of Lord Jiskel, the Guado, the longer-limbed and longer-legged people in the game, he was also born to a human mother as well, being a half-breed kid in this world. His birth was supposed to unite the humans and the Guado. Instead, well, as fate would have it, it divided these two. Rather than celebrating him, they feared Seymour. Seymour, as a kid, grew up in fear, and having grown adults, his family, relatives, and friends alike all terrified of him because of his half-blood. Instead of growing up by love, hatred is the only thing that awaited Seymour. Seymour decided to take his faith into the Baj Temple, but instead found himself exiled as a young kid. Childhood defined by isolation, rejection, and also splitting of heritages. Imagine being told that your very existence was a total mistake. It was not meant to happen. That is the childhood that spawned Seymour. Seymour's mother only wanted one thing, and this thing is what she sacrificed herself for. She wanted her world, or the world that she was in, Final Fantasy X, Spira. She wanted her son to be accepted in this place. Believing that there was only one way to accomplish this, she traveled all the way to Zanarkand with Seymour. Zanarkand is also the place where, if you ever played the game, that's where Tidus woke up and we began our travels as well. There, she made an impossible decision, which is revealed to us later on. She became a faith. Her soul transformed into an Aeon. This Aeon is also wielded by Seymour. He uses it in one of our first battles with him, a chaotic, monstrous, cursed being that I reviewed in another video, my top Aeons or top summoning videos of Final Fantasy. She became this thing, believing Seymour would be able to proudly summon her and use her to destroy everybody who opposed him. But Seymour never wanted to lose his mother. Instead of gaining acceptance, he lost the only person who truly loved him. This damn guy just really did not get enough during his childhood. Instead of inspiring anything, faith, or, well, hence the faith in the name in which his mother became, this right here only demented Seymour into spiraling down even further than he already had due to all the hate and all the things that he received growing up. Most villains want power. Most want the world to burn, and Seymour was not too different than the latter of the aspects, but he also wanted peace. Well, the problem with this peace is his definition of peace was a total reset, him becoming sin, the embodiment of all, and he wanted to end the entire world by becoming this thing. No life meant no pain. There's no fear, there's no grief, no rejection. He simply convinced himself that killing people wasn't cruel. He saw it as mercy, as he expressed throughout the numerous times of him hunting us throughout the game. His horrific worldview also comes directly from a traumatic childhood and years of him being alone, and especially without his mother. Again, eventually exiled, his father became one of Yevon's maesters. Later, Seymour secretly murdered his own dad, his own father. I tell you why. You want to know why he did this? Well, simply because his dad or Lord Jiskel stood in the way of his plans. Seymour planned on inheriting both political authority and religious influence, becoming one of the most highest ranking leaders in Spira, and using this power to then accomplish and also pursue Yuna. Now, his ties with Yuna are something else entirely, and I'm going to dive into it briefly, but not all the way. But before we do so, to the public, and to anybody seeing, he also wore a double mask, pretending to be calm, wise, compassionate, things of this nature. Sometimes even understanding the people and wanting better for them. But we all know, as explained before, this is not what Seymour intended. Uh, peace to him is, well, it means silence to everything. Una, Braska's daughter, as mentioned earlier, I think Seymour really wanted to become closer to her because, in order to become Sin, the thing that could end this world, Seymour would have to become closer to Una, become a guardian or a protector of the summoner. Now, he proceeded to do this in a very odd way. Most would just become friends with the summoner, things like this, to get closer and to bond and become part of the faith with the summoner. But Seymour, he pursued this through marriage with Una. Some would call it a forced marriage, but I'm sure Seymour would see it a little bit different. Now, once he becomes Sin, not only would he enjoy this thing and this illegitimate marriage that him and Una had formed, it was totally just out of utility. There was no love involved or no means of connection, though some may argue, especially in other things that I have read up on and studied, and also me playing the game, that Una seemed a little fond or at least a little bit sympathetic towards Seymour's cause, but at the end she ended up turning her back towards his decision thanks to Titus and the party. Now, when most deaths occur, and well, life or anything for that matter, typically that's the end. But with Seymour, well, this is not the case. After he's defeated at the Makalanya Temple, he refused to move on. His spirit refused to transition. In this game, he became a faith which still wandered around and haunted the party, Una, over and over again. Even inside of Sin itself, each defeat only seems, or keyword seem, to increase his determination. It's kind of ironic, or some may say a bit symbolic, that Seymour himself had become exactly like the thing that he hated, terrifying all, reminding himself that the thing that he feared once as a child, he was unable to let go. Now, I think he was a great part and a great addition to the story, outside of him having his damn cool ass hair. That I don't, I don't know. His whole aesthetics doesn't get enough respect, in my opinion. But life does include suffering. People do lose loved ones. Things like this do happen. But he's the perfect opposite of Una. Una sees suffering and chooses hope. She chooses to have faith, pray, dance, do joyous things for the people. Seymour also sees peace, peace through his own eyes, total annihilation. These are two people, and perhaps the two perspectives that we're left to deal with and decide which side that we see ourselves on. Would you be Seymour, and would you enjoy seeing the people, especially the Guado people, his halflings, because he's half human as well? Would you enjoy seeing them suffer, or would you rather clean reset? Or could you understand Una's POV? Her point of view is, perhaps we'll spread a little joy and I'll sacrifice myself only in order to keep the things moving and granted inside of this life. That's why Seymour remains one of the most memorable antagonists, at least in my opinion, because, well, he was the polar opposite of Una. So, there's that. Seymour Guado wasn't just born a monster. He did. I think he was born a monster personally, due to the circumstances and the conditions that he was. I mean, man, in losing your mother, and especially for your mother trying to do something better for you, but man, that's the one you love. I would imagine that was part of the thing that took any passion or any bit of sympathy away from Seymour. Now, if you enjoyed any of this little lore breakdown, there will be more because there's tons to talk about Seymour. Just leave a like and comment leave a like and comment underneath the video. Don't forget to subscribe, and if you want more or have any ideas for me, please do not be afraid to let me know. Have a great day. Y'all stay blessed. I'll catch you in the next one. Peace.